Embryo was a science fiction movie that probably should have been called Fetus, but I guess that's not as sci-fi sounding. It's a contemporary spin on Frankenstein. A little weak, but a little freaky too. It was sold as a horror movie, but the horror only shows up at the very end. It's also a showcase for Barbara Carrera, who spends a lot of time half-dressed. Hudson plays a bummed-out scientist who works out of his home lab. It's also the darkest lab I can remember seeing in a science fiction movie. Can't he afford a couple lights? He once got in a car accident that killed his wife. The dead wife is Embryo's version of Frankenstein's dead mother. She gives him the motivation to mess around in God's domain. Dr. Rock brings a Doberman Pinscher embryo to maturity in quick time using a super jab of his magic juice. In a few days, he's got an adult dog. Dr. Rock creates an adult woman from an unborn baby. Luckily, she looks like Barbara Carrera. He calls her Victoria, name-checking Victor Frankenstein. Using his grow juice injections, Rock's got a genius on his hands. Listening to audiobooks and somehow learning how to read. A great ad for homeschooling. But Hudson's assistant, sister-in-law Martha, is suspicious. Martha obviously wants to be the new Mrs. Rock, but she's no match for this scheming hussy Victoria. Martha is useful as a normal world competitor for Victoria. She's more age-appropriate for Rock, but she's also a nag, and who would want to marry the sister of their dead wife? Victoria's intelligence is growing rapidly enough that she realizes her accelerated growth means she is due to have a very short lifespan. And she's not going to just accept that and die like a good lab rat. Rock has a happy son and a pregnant daughter-in-law. In a movie called Embryo, wonder where that's going. Barbara Carrera does a good job of acting childish. A very young girl in a woman's body. She sits and looks around, her mouth open, like she's in a constant state of awe at just being alive. When she first tries to speak, the sounds she makes are painful. Trying to imitate Hudson speaking, she sounds like she's having a very hard time. It's very believable. I don't know where she gets her accent, though. The plot needs Diane Ladd living with her brother-in-law just so that when she goes away for a few days, there's lots of lady things around, so Rock can teach Victoria how to dress up like he wants her to. Pervert. Victoria blows through the Bible and wonders about moral values, something these scientists never consider. She finds the Bible interesting but illogical. Victoria's a better-looking and less annoying Richard Dawkins. I'm a non-person, she concludes. No mother, no father, brought into the world in a natural way. Kind of an amazing point he made in a B-movie during the Roe v. Wade debate raging in the mid-70s. Rock introduces Victoria to a bunch of his pals. In the movie's best scene, they all think the dirty old man is just nailing his latest research assistant. Every guy that plays wants her phone number. This is the scene that always stuck with me. She's trying to fit in and be nice, but we see how everyone reacts to Victoria because she's beautiful. We see her intelligence demonstrated in ways we can grasp, using her mind and her total lack of fear to disarm all the lecherous men, almost winning her first game of chess against Roddy McDowell. It's a clever way to show her sharp mind at work. It's a key scene because Rock sees her getting out of his control. She's no trained doggy, but a woman who doesn't need him. As her health starts to change, she starts lying to Rock the way he lied to his sister-in-law about her. Like creator, like creation. Diane Ladd is a pain in the ass, always hanging around, but Martha's obvious love for Dr. Rock gives energy to the scenes with Carrera. Two different women fighting over Rock Hudson. If they only knew, they could have been friends. Victoria goes to a playground and goes on a swing set with some kids. We see her truly happy for the first time. We are afraid that something bad's going to happen, but at the same time we see the euphoria. The last 20 minutes heads into Horrorland. It works on the level of dread, with just enough blood to keep things gross. Embryo is just a 70s B flick, but it's watchable, has a few wild moments, and Barbara Carrera creates a memorable horror character in Victoria. It's no classic, but it's not bad. Thanks for stopping by.